morning and welcome to Mormon Times. In Sunday school this year, adults will have the opportunity to study the commandments, prophecies, and promises found within the Doctrine and Covenants. In D&C Section 1, verse 37, we're told, "Search these commandments, for they are true and faithful, and the prophecies and promises which are in them shall all be fulfilled." Susan Easton Black, a professor of Church History and Doctrine at Brigham Young University, has spent countless hours researching and studying these scriptures, has written several books on the topic. She joins me now to lend her insight into how to make the most of your study of the Doctrine and Covenants this year. We're so glad that you're here.
Thank you.
What would you say is the purpose of the Doctrine and Covenants as compared to the other scriptures?
Oh, the purpose of the Doctrine and Covenants, like all scriptures, is to help us come unto Christ. And in that process, we get this latter-day look, beginning with the prophet Joseph Smith. A lot of revelations, understanding how the church works, the government, priesthood. It's just a wonderful book. It's such a foundational doctrine.
And what would you say makes it unique? The fact that it's latter-day?
The uniqueness, obviously, latter-day revelation. We know something about each of the individuals mentioned in the Doctrine and Covenants. You'd say it's our one scriptures where there are no stories. It's just straight, wonderful, a lot of information about Christ. It literally verifies Old Testament, New Testament. I view it as a wonderful scripture.
Brings it all together. Now, when the Doctrine and Covenants was first published, it was called the Book of Commandments. Why the name change? How did that all happen?
Why the name change?
Yeah.
Well, when Joseph Smith received a revelation that it was time to put together literally all the revelations he had received and to publish it, it was planned to be published in Missouri, but the press that it was to be published on was destroyed, and so actually the Book of Commandments never was published. And so then as time went on, more revelations were received, and the definite answer as to why the name change is actually lost in history. But I think it's interesting, the name change doctrine means that we're going to learn in this book a lot about faith, hope, charity, things that so matter in life to make life wonderful. And then with covenants, it's the promises we're willing to make with the Lord so that we can return and live with Him again someday.
Now, why is it viewed as the capstone of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints?
Well, I think every time you think of capstone, it's like an archway. And it's the final stone. It's the stone that literally holds the whole archway together. And with the Doctrine and Covenants, it's a standard work. It's something by which we'll be judged. And to me, very influential scripture.
You've had a lot of experience studying and teaching the Doctrine and Covenants. What techniques could you give us that would help us this year in Sunday school as we study this, that would help us get a lot out of it?
Well, for me, studying the Doctrine and Covenants, I like to do it in the order in which it's been given. Others will do it, try to follow themes. But I think for me, following the order, kind of seeing how the process that Joseph, especially the revelations he received, seems so meaningful.
And it's always supplemented with our heritage because all of that historical background helps fill it in, is that?
Oh, it sure does. You couple the Doctrine and Covenants with what we know about the history of the church, and it will just open up to any reader, any classroom.
And of course, read before you go to class, right? Yeah, that always helps.
The goal.
Okay, thanks so much for joining us. And Susan's book, 400 Questions and Answers About the Doctrine and Covenants, is available online and at local bookstores. We've got a few to give away on our Facebook page at Mormon Times TV, so do be sure to go there for details.